of that in these first matches. As again, not sure what the Hawks will do as far as matchups are concerned. The Hawks currently show on Track Wrestling that they will send Cale Meyer out at 152. Not sure if that's going to be the case, but we will let you know. And Roger, again, the Hawks, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. At one point, they were ranked number 3. They came into the final rankings ranked number 4 in the state in Class 2A, and they're definitely wrestling like the 4th-ranked team in the state.
Well, they are, and you talk about a total team effort. That's what they've done through the course of this, especially the second half. Although we talked to Coach Voss, Jamie, as they punched their ticket to get down here, the way they started the season with a dual win against Waverly Shellrock, that's exactly the way they ended the season to get their team here, and they've got to keep that momentum going that they've had. It's been a little over a week now since they've wrestled in a dual meet. So they've got the whole team back together. They've had some great practices, and now it's about getting a starter out there. I'm not sure who it's going to be. We'll see if they move Kel Meyer up. Whoever they move up, Jamie, has got to start this match out and has got to get the Hawks on the board first, and then the kids feed off each other. And we've got to see that today, and hopefully we can see that pin bug start and take a roll and put Davenport Assumption down, and then we'll see a great matchup in that next round.
Well, again, Davenport Assumption, a team the Hawks are very familiar with. Back in 2012, the Knights defeated the Hawks in the state dual finals 32-30. In 2013, state dual finals, Assumption defeated the Hawks 30-29. And then last year, Assumption ended the Hawks season in the regional duels. As we've already had Class 3A and 1A wrestle their first rounds. That started at 9 o'clock. The quarterfinal winners were Fort Dodge over Dubuque Hempstead 65-6. Southeast Polk over Johnston 39-32. It was Valley West Des Moines over North Scott 39-21. And it was Waukee over Iowa City High 41-27. In Class 1A, Don Bosco defeated West Sioux Haywardin 65-8. It was Lake Mills over Missouri Valley 36-27. Lisbon defeated Woodbury Central Mobile 55-12. And it was Denver over Interstate 35 Truro 38-32. Doing our introductions here of the teams. We'll take a short break and come back with the first match of the 2018 state duels for the West Delaware Hawks taking on Davenport Assumption. You are listening to state duel coverage from KMCH Sports.
This is Jamie Vaskey, the voice of the West Delaware Hawks, and I've had the chance to review the Good Neighbor Society's playbook, and I got to tell you, they are friends in your neighborhood, designing plays to get you home fast. If you need help getting back in the game, contact the Good Neighbor Society Rehab to Home team at 563-927-3907.
All Seasons Auto Body in Monticello specializes in body repair and painting on all makes and models and works with all insurance companies and offer lifetime warranty. Open Monday through Friday and Saturdays by appointment. Best of luck to all area athletes in tournament action from All Seasons Auto Body in Monticello.
The Edgewood Reminder is proud to support all the area teams in athletic action and appreciates their efforts in the classroom and during sports. Check out all the sports photos in each week's issue of the Edgewood Reminder.
The Woodland Eye Clinic offers high-quality eye and whole-body nutritional supplements that will help maintain a lifetime of healthy vision. The Woodland Eye Clinic, proudly serving Dyersville, Elkader, West Union, and Gothenburg communities.
Holtz Construction are proud to support all area athletes. They recognize the time, effort, commitment, and training it takes to accomplish goals, both in the gym and in the classroom. For all your ag construction needs, Holtz Construction in Manchester.
Milestones Group is a long-established Manchester CPA firm with services such as tax preparation and planning, accounting services, and business consulting. Everyone at Milestones Group wish all the area athletes, teams, coaches, and fans the best for a successful season.
Back into the Wells Fargo Arena, Jamie Vaskey, Roger Reed, and Zach McCool back along with you. Our coverage today brought to you by our great sports boosters and our extra tournament sponsors, All Seasons Auto Body, the Edgewood Reminder, the Woodland Eye Clinic, Holtz Construction, and the Milestones Group. We appreciate all the coverage that we're able to bring you here from our sports boosters. We're going to start this duel at 152 pounds. Looks like it is going to be Mitchell Mangold for the Hawks. They had Cale Meyer listed, but looks like it is going to be Mangold taking the mat for the Hawks here to start this dual meet out. And once again, Mangold, one of the 6 state qualifiers for the Hawks, as we're going to get underway about a minute early here, 10:59, and we are underway with this first match. And it is Mitchell Mangold. They show Tyler Smith from Davenport. It's going to be Mitchell Mangold and Joe Deckert taking the mat for these two teams.
Well, Jamie, these two did not meet at the Bob Murphy. Deckert was a 4th-place finisher. He was beaten by Max Cousins from DeWitt Central in the 3rd and 4th place match. So they did not meet, no head-to-head matches. It was Mangold out with an early takedown, but he called for potentially dangerous as the left knee of Deckert was in a bad position, so our officials stopped that very quickly. 131 and counting. Collar tied by Mangold with the left. Deckert working some hand control. There's a nice shot by Mangold, and Deckert fights that off. And we talked about, Zach, we talked about West Delaware finishing shots, because if you don't finish the shot, those legs are going to come from the Knights. And once they get those legs in, they are very lethal with them. So, Zach, you got to keep moving today.
Yeah, the way that you get Davenport Assumption down is basically take them down and not allow them to get on top. So you got to work your shots and work to get on top so that you don't get rode out with those legs, because they do a very nice job. That's what Coach Bush does a nice job with, is just training these guys to be leeches is what we call them, and a lot of suckbacks, a lot of legs, and a lot of turns from the top position.
Well, we might get a stalling against Deckert. Mangold's had 5 shots now. He's been in on one deep one. Deckert's been in reverse gear, trying to be very defensive. Mangold had a couple of front headlocks, and Deckert controlled the right elbow on Mangold as Mangold tried to hit him with a go-behind. 26 seconds left to go. Again, a collar tie by the left by Deckert, trying to keep Mangold away. Mangold with a 2-on-1, trying to control that right arm of Joe Deckert. And Deckert coming into the tournament for the Assumption Knights. Deckert is a junior. He's 28-24, so no slouch here. He's wrestled 52 matches and won 28 of them. So quality opponent here for Mitchell Mangold. 8 seconds. Go ahead.
And the other duel that the Hawks waiting for, the winner or the loser, depending on how the Hawks do, is over on mat number 1, and that is New Hampton, Turkey Valley, and Webster City. So the Hawks will take on either the winner or the loser of that duel.
And Mitch Mangold's going to go down, you guys. So Coach Voss right out of his chair immediately saying, you got to get back to your feet. Block off the legs, and there's Deckert trying to put a leg in. Mangold does what he's supposed to do, and he blocks off the leg, comes quickly to his feet. Decker's going to drop in on a single. He's got the left leg of Mitch Mangold shoulder high, and he's going to try to front trip the junior from West Delaware. As he does, Mangold's going to step the left foot down, stuff the head of Deckert, kick the left leg free, and score a 1-point escape. So now it's 1-0 in favor of number 4 ranked Mangold, Mitchell Mangold from West Delaware. Now there's a nice shot by Mangold. The fireman's carry started with the fireman, cut across to a double. Now he's got Deckert up in the air, and he's got to step in a Turk. That's just what the doctor ordered right there, Zach. He didn't give Deckert an opportunity to throw a leg in on the counter.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He was looking for a carry at first, but with leggers, that's something you don't want to do. So he switched over to that double leg right away, lifted and returned him right to that leg Turk. Now we'd like to see him get that turn here, get his other opposite hip on the mat right now.
Well, he's doing a great job. He went cross face from right to left. He's got the left shoulder of Deckert. Let's see, with 58 seconds left to go, he might pick up some back points. Mangold got some back points. Could get a fall here as Decker's rolling back and forth off his back. He gets himself back to chest down. Mangold's going to pick up 2 on the near fall. So now it's going to be 5-0 in favor of Mitchell Mangold. And he's working on more right now. Mangold's in his favorite position right now, and that's up on top. And he's been just very consistent the whole year, being able to grind people, being able to score points. We had used 5 different pinning combinations on top, so he's got a wide variety of offense from on top.
He certainly does, and he's showing that right now with the near fall, and still working on getting more here at the end of this period.
He's got a chicken wing. He's got a leg half Nelson. He's got Deckert on his back with 5 seconds. He's arching his back trying to get the fall. 1 second, and Mangold's going to run out of time. Boy, went to a nice ball and chain, Zach, and went to leg half Nelson. and had Deckard on his back. He's up 8-0.
The weird thing that you saw right there is he had his legs hooked behind his head, and he was arching his back, and he was actually lifting his shoulders up off the mat there. So you knew that he was never going to get the fall there, but that's what you're taught to do, is usually that sticks their shoulders directly into the mat, and that time that guy just kind of sat up with that.
Well, they took that figure 4 off the head, so Mangold threw that leg half in. And again, like you said, Zach, you're taught to arch your back once you got that in, and Mangold did a great job. He's up 8-0. Third period underway, and Deckard will choose down to start the third period, and Mangold starts on the right, starts on the left and quickly bumps over to the right. Now he jumps back over to the left, tries to dig that inside wrist on the left. He does. He's trying to work a ball and chain on the left side. Deckard playing the turtle, tucking his head and balling up, not giving Mangold anything to work with. Mangold's going to try to reach down and pick up an ankle. And a short sit attempt by Deckard. Mangold quickly had to go back behind and cover his hips up. Now working that inside wrist on the outside. Now he's going to underhook. He's going to hook that left ankle. Now hard crossface by Mangold. He's going to try to set up a crossface cradle from left to right. He's got that left ankle hook. And once again, Deckard peels off. There's your stalling call, Zach. Good call as Deckard is playing the turtle underneath, trying to keep Mangold from locking anything up. So warning against Deckard for stalling. Now Deckard up in a tripod stand-up, tries a knee slide to a short sit. Mangold corrals him with a tight waist. 43 seconds and counting. Mangold up 8-0. Again, you got that major decision right there. There's a stack by Mangold. He stops Deckard. He's going to pick up 2 more as Deckard tried to Granby roll, Zach, and he didn't clear his arm, and Mangold stacked him up for 2 more.
Yeah, we'd like to see him get that another quick turn here and try to get a few more back points, but, you know, right now you're looking at a major decision, and with only 18 seconds left, it doesn't look like much is going to change.
Well, once again, Deckard with his head down, Mangold controlling the hips, and might get a stalling against Deckard. Probably not. Only 8 seconds left to go. So the West Delaware Hawks get a good start from their junior leader, number 4 ranked Mitch Mangold, with a 10-0 major decision, dominating win there for Mangold over very stingy Joe Deckard. So the Hawks will go up 4-0.
Yeah, great job there by Mitchell Mangold, getting the major decision and putting the Hawks up 4-0 to start this dual meet. As we're going to move up to weight class 160. Looks like we're going to see Jared Voss here go up for the Hawks, as Jared Voss will get his opponent here. But nonetheless, great job there by Mitchell Mangold, as West Delaware 23rd year head coach Jeff Voss at the helm for the Hawks. His assistant coaches, Chris Lenz, Scott Litter, Pat Phillips, Mitch Payton, Dale Meyer, Brian Klaus, and Caleb Studebaker. And for Davenport Assumption, head coach Pete Bush. His assistant coaches are Andrea Avila, Kevin DeVries, Tristan DeShazer, Jeremy Finch, Dustin Gieselman, Derek Miller, Greg Miller, Bernie Powers, Jason Purcell, Nick Spahn, and John Torres. That's a lot of assistant coaches, as it's going to be Jared Voss taking on Cole Kreinbring of Davenport Assumption. But the Hawks leading 4-0 after one match.
Well, Jamie, Cole Kreinbring, these two have met with Kreinbring pinning Voss in overtime. It was an overtime fall at the West Delaware Hawk Invite, the Bob Murphy, the first invitational of the year. So these two have a head-to-head matchup already, but it went to overtime. Here comes a cross body ride by Kreinbring. He caught the heel of Voss and picked up a 2-point takedown. Now Kreinbring gets high. Voss might be able to pull his head out the back door for a 2-point reversal. Nice job by the freshman. Let's see if he can elevate. He's trying to shake Kreinbring off. Kreinbring's in trouble right now. Voss has to pull his head out. He does. He ends up with a 2-point reversal on the leg Turk. That's a nice job by the freshman to tie this thing up 2-2. Kreinbring's got a great record here, gentlemen. He's a junior. He's 27-3 for crying out loud. So he's only got 3 losses on the course of the year. And the freshman from West Delaware has tied this thing up 2-2. And he's up on top working a ball and chain. He's got the left arm of Kreinbring trapped between his legs. And Kreinbring's going to lunge forward and clear that left arm. Voss bumps him, tries to lift him right now. As Kreinbring goes to a tripod, Voss is going to lift him up and carry him off the mat. And it's going to be to get a restart. And Coach Bush out of his chair saying, hey, clear your arms. You know, these coaches know each other so well, Jamie. You know, Assumption's going to come with the legs, and West Delaware's going to tie the wrists and arms up. There's a long switch by Kreinbring on the restart. Voss tried to snap him back, and Kreinbring continued to roll through, and he's going to cover up the hips of Voss with 13 seconds left. You're going to pick up a 2-point reversal. Boy, would have been nice going in that second period 2-2, Zach, instead of down by 2.
We talked a lot last year, I remember, with you guys here, and the biggest outcome with some of these matches are those last-second takedowns. And I know you've been talking, I've been listening all year long with you guys. There's a lot of 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 10-second points being scored, and that could be, the depth of some of these wrestlers in some of these matches.
Well, just mentally, you're 2-2. 2-2 is a lot better going in that second period than 4-2. But it's going to be Kreinbring's choice, and he's going to choose down, and he comes right back with that short sit. Voss tried to snap him back again. Kreinbring took the head of Voss, pulled it underneath, and then covered him up. And then here it comes, guys. Comes a cross body by Kreinbring on the right side of Voss. He puts the leg in. Now he's trying to reach around the top for a cradle. Voss doing a good job with hand control. 6-2 in favor of Kreinbring from Davenport Assumption. And Voss up on top. He's got his hips up. He's trying to shake Kreinbring. The junior from Assumption gets high with the legs. 123 and counting. Voss up to a tripod. If he can get his up off his knees, Zach, and shake a little bit. Kreinbring is very high. Now going around the head, Jared Voss is going to go around the head. He's got 2 there. Step out the head and a half. Oh, he missed the half Nelson. Had opportunity for a half Nelson, but he kept the right arm buried underneath. Got a cross wrist ride. Nice. Took it to a ball and chain. He's got the right arm of Kreinbring trapped underneath him. Now he's got a chicken wing on the right side of Kreinbring. Jared Voss trying to drive Kreinbring to his back. He's got 54 seconds, and he slipped out of the ball and chain, but he's still got the chicken wing on the left side. And Voss trying to scoop it inside wrist now on the right side. Inside wrist to a half Nelson. He's still got a wing on the right side. On the left side. Kreinbring now trying to get his hips up. Voss doing a great job keeping him flat. Kreinbring will drive the left arm forward, shake the wing loose, and Voss will have to reload it. 6-4 on your scoreboard. Our meet score is 4-0 in favor of the Hawks. Our match score is 6-4 in favor of Cole Kreinbring from Davenport Assumption. The freshman from West Delaware, Jared Voss, doing a great job, you guys. Controlling and grinding up on top. He's got a wing locked up again on the left side. 9 seconds left to go. It's going to be Jared Voss's choice the third period, you guys. And he's got out of the legs twice. I'm thinking you might as well go back down again.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a nice job of keeping his hips high when he gets those legs in. And Kreinbring is just ending up, getting a little bit elevated and getting back in bad position. Last time I thought Jared could have maybe swam his arm out a little bit and got there, but the thing is, you're also taught to keep your elbows in when you get a legger, so sometimes they can catch those arms and hook them and put you to your back, so Jared's been doing a very nice job.
Well, there's a 1-point escape for Voss now. It's 6-5, so they've got it up on the board. Long double shot by Kreinbring, and Voss fights it off, tries to hit him with a neck wrench, and a snap and spin by Kreinbring. He goes up now 8-5. Voss with some work to do underneath. Inside wrist now by Kreinbring on the left side of Voss. Voss now trying to work his base up. We're going to get a stalemate. And Jared Voss gets up a little bit slow. And the referee's going to talk to him just a little bit. Coach Voss up out of his chair, checking on his youngster right there. 8-5, 1:28. A lot of time left for the freshman. Kreinbring will ride the left side. And let's see who the caution's against. Caution's going against Voss for starting that stand-up a little bit earlier. Kreinbring might cut him loose, you guys. He hasn't been able to ride Voss, and he's going to cut Voss loose now. It's 8-6. Voss now working the head of the junior from Davenport Assumption. 8-6. There's a long shot by Voss. Left his head down. A snap and spin by Kreinbring. Kreinbring cuts the corner and covers him up for 2. It's now 10-6. So the freshman trying to work the head of Kreinbring, and you got to keep your head up, Jack. That made it easy for Kreinbring just a snap and spin. You got to see what your opponent's doing underneath.
Yeah, when you take a shot with your head on the mat, you can't keep your feet moving. You don't know which direction to go. So he kind of left himself there to dry, to let Kreinbring just basically circle and go. So right now, Jared Voss has got to do a nice job of continue to work on bottom and, continue to score points and not get put to his back.
Well, he's not out of this yet. He's a good scrambler, so if he can get his hips back up, now we're going to get stalling against Voss underneath. If he can get his hips back up and create some motion, he's had a couple opportunities to put Kreinbring in a situation where he could get 2 and more. So with 22 seconds left to go, the official's going to let him wrestle on the edge of the mat. Now we got to go back to the middle. You're down by 4. You need 2 and 2. We'll see what the freshman's got left in the tank here. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time for the freshman, Jared Voss from West Delaware. And there's the whistle. Inside stand-up attempt by Voss. A tight waist chop by Kreinbring takes Voss back down to the mat. 12 seconds left to go. And Kreinbring with a tight waist and a chop on Voss. And it looks like, guys, with 5 seconds left to go, this is how this second match is going to end with a 10-6 win for Cole Kreinbring from Davenport Assumption. So that'll close the gap right there, 4-3 as we go to weight class 170. So the Knights are on the board with a simple decision by Cole Kreinbring over the freshman Jared Voss. That was a great match. Voss close there, you guys. If it catches ahead, it's a different story.
Yeah, it is, and that's something you talked about with Jared Voss. The freshman learning. Some of those long shots he took, just trying to create something. Didn't necessarily work for him there, and the Hawks are the Assumption's gonna tighten that lead. It's now 4-3 in the team scores. We move up to 170. It's going to be Jack Newhouse for the Hawks, as we'll see who his opponent is. Again, if you're listening to us on KMCH or KMCH.com today and want to follow along with the action, check out our website at KMCH.com. At the top of your screen there, you will find our state wrestling coverage page. Click on that for updated match-by-match results. That's at our website at KMCH.com. Jack Newhouse taking on Ethan Sandoval of Davenport Assumption here at 170.
Well, Jamie, these two did not meet at the they did not meet. It was not Sandoval at the Bob Murphy. It was Sandoval at the Jerry Eckenrod. Sandoval finished in, actually was knocked out of the tournament. So here's an opportunity for Jack Newhouse. Newhouse finishing 4th. Here's an opportunity for Jack Newhouse here to put the Hawks up on the board. The skinny on Sandoval he's a senior. He's 15-23. So Jack Newhouse has to do what Jack Newhouse has been doing these last couple of weeks, and that's pushing the tempo here, staying in great position, and finishing his moves. And again, you can see what the Knights are trying to do here, and that's tie up the wrists of the West Delaware Hawks, Zach, and when they're in neutral position.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job of creating some motion here and basically getting hand control, looking for a few, a mistake here, getting his feet moving.
57 seconds left, an underhook by Sandoval on the right side of Newhouse. Now front headlock by Newhouse. This is where he's tough. He's going to snap Sandoval down and pick up 2. That's where Jack Newhouse is at his best. Ladies and gentlemen, a front headlock, and he snapped it down. Sandoval's head bounced right off the Resolite, and Newhouse covered him up very, very quickly. Now Newhouse working an inside wrist on the left. Got an inside wrist on the left, and he's going to try to roll that out to a bar. He does. Sandoval quickly tries to get his right leg up and block off Newhouse. Newhouse may be trying to hit a whip over here. He's got the left wrist trapped way across the back of Sandoval with 16 seconds left to go. Newhouse is going to step back and hook the right ankle. There's a left ankle. He might have Sandoval going with a whip over. He's trying to post that right shoulder. And once again, Sandoval goes chest down and covering up. So Newhouse will have to go back to work, and that's going to do it for the first period. Nice period there, guys, for Jack Newhouse.
It is, and now Sandoval's going to defer over to Newhouse, and Newhouse will choose down to start the second. So I'd like to see him get out right away here and get back on his feet and where he's good, and that's on his feet, taking those shots, getting those takedowns.
Well, it's going to be a caution against Sandoval as he didn't start on the right elbow of Jack Newhouse. Newhouse quickly comes with an outside stand-up, slides to the inside stand-up. There's a one-point escape. Let's see if he comes right back to that front headlock. He tries, and Sandoval dives in, and then Newhouse will drag him off the mat, and we'll circle back in and get a restart with 1:50 left to go in period number 2. Again, if you're just joining us, the Hawks are up 4-3. Courtesy of a major decision by Mitch Mangold, who started at weight class 152. And then the Knights got 3 back at 160 with Cole Kreinbring with a 10-8 win over, there's 10-6 win over Jared Voss. And now we've got Jack Newhouse up 3-0. There's a nice shot by Newhouse, a double leg. He's going to cut the corner on Sandoval and pick up 2. That's just what you said, Zach. When you're wrestling the legger, you can't stop underneath.
No, absolutely not. And he's doing a nice job of exploding through the hips, too, and not allowing them to, you see so many times of the scramble position now in high school and college wrestling, and the way to stop that is basically exploding through the hips and putting them right on their backside, and that's exactly what Jack did right there.
Well, he goes right back to work on that left side, inside wrist, that Syracuse ride, inside wrist. Now he rolls that wrist out to a bar. He's got that left arm trapped around the back of Sandoval. He's trying to dig a farmer on the right side, elbow in the ear, and scooping the right arm. Again, Sandoval playing the turtle, tucking everything tight underneath. Newhouse is going to throw a half Nelson in. He's got Sandoval going to his back. Could be a fall. Slap the mat right there. He looks like he's buried. 49 seconds left to go. Newhouse in the key. There's the fall. There's the fall by Jack Newhouse. And a good switch off there, gentlemen. In 3 minutes and 14 seconds, Jack Newhouse does what he does best. Inside wrist, scooped it to a bar. I'm telling you what, that was just what the doctor ordered. That'll put the Hawks up by a score of 10-3. And at 182, we're going to see Ben Petland take the mat here, gentlemen. And Davenport Assumption has Seth Adrian listed. He's a state qualifier.
Oh, should be Broderson at 82.
Oh, that's right. Julian Broderson at 182. He's ranked number 1. And Ben Petland is going to take the mat here. And Ben Petland with, I'll tell you what, that's a quick takedown by Broderson. He's going to throw Petland on his back with a whip over. And Petland's on his back. Let's see if he can bridge off of here. Broderson threw him right on his back and whipped him over. Now a headlock. Petland went to a high bridge and kicked Broderson off. Broderson caught his head, then went right to a headlock finish. Might be a fall. The official down looking. Petland's going to roll back and forth and try to keep that shoulder up, and there's the fall right there in 32 seconds. So Julian Broderson winning by a fall. He's top ranked, has not been tested 1 iota, and he is the real deal for the Assumption Knights. Well, that'll bring it back to 1 point, gentlemen. 10-9 in favor of the Assumption Knights. And we'll see who Assumption, Coach Voss over at the table, seeing who Assumption's going to bring to the table. And this looks like it might be Seth Adrian. And the Hawks are going to send Harrison Goebel to the mat here, Jamie, so we won't see Jordan Brees for the Hawks here today. And this is going to be a first-round match tomorrow. Seth Adrian is 24-12. He's a sophomore. Seth Adrian was pinned by Will Esmorel in the Bobcat Invitational. I believe these two met in the finals of the Bob Murphy. Let's get it. Yes, they did, with Goebel winning by a fall. So Goebel out quickly with a nice slide by, a quick takedown by Goebel. Let's see if he can go right to work. Right to work with his pinning combinations. His textbook move is that cross-face cradle. Let's see if he can set that up. He's got a cross-face now from right to left. He's going to sit over that right ankle. And Adrian, once again, these Davenport Assumption Knights, Zach, have been coached well. They're keeping their arms in. They're working head control underneath. So the Hawks, they're not giving the Hawks anything to work with.
both of these coaches do a great job. They've seen each other this year, and they know exactly what each wrestler of each team or opposite team does. So you can tell that they're coached up pretty well because he's not allowing that cross-face cradle right now, and you see him really collapse that left side that Harrison's trying to get to that cross-face on, and so he's doing a nice job right now of trying to just not get put on his back.
Well, Goebel now with the hard cross-face. He's going to set the cradle up. Harrison Goebel with the cross-face cradle up. Adrian's on his back. Let's see if he can get the bottom knee in. Adrian kicking back and forth. Goebel's trying to tighten up the cradle. And, boy, I think Coach Voss saw a fall from where he was at. The official was up around the head of Adrian. And the fall was in the back. Here comes Goebel again working that cross-face from right to left, trying to lock it up. Adrian's going to stretch that frame out, so Goebel's going to lock onto a ball and chain. He's got the left arm of Adrian trapped between his legs with 15 seconds left to go. Dad's going to try to scoop a chicken wing on the right side of Seth Adrian. Adrian's going to crawl to the outside edge, and with 10 seconds left, we will have a restart. I think the fall was on the back side, Zach. Adrian was pasted to the mat, and our official was up around the head and couldn't see underneath. Coach Voss was up and out of his chair calling the fall from his angle. Short tip by Adrian. Nice tight waist by Goebel. 3 seconds left to go, and we will go to period 2 with Harrison Goebel up 5-0.
Yeah, good period that time by Goebel, getting the takedown and the three-point near fall. It'll be Adrian's choice to start the second, and he will choose neutral to start this second period, trailing 5-0. So Harrison Goebel needs to go back to work here.
Well, guys, there's Adrian working those underhooks. Goebel's going to use those long arms and drop in on a single and backstep and trip Adrian. Now he comes right back to the crossface. Let's see if he can drive that head to the knee. He's got that hand planted behind the left knee of Seth Adrian. Hard crossface from right to left. He's going to lock it up again. Let's see where official goes this time. Boy, Coach Voss is calling the fall. Now the official goes around the backside. There's the fall. Harrison Goebel with the fall in 2:31. And guys, you can tell how much each coach wants to win this dual meet, because we've seen it a lot of times down here. If in the state duels, if wrestlers are going to face each other in the state tournament, we won't see them in the state duels, but we know how competitive these coaches are. Both of them want to advance.
Well, they do, and that's a first-round matchup, as you mentioned, and it's Goebel with that 2-minute, 31-second fall. So, that may say a lot about the match tomorrow, but at the same time, it could mean nothing tomorrow by the time they wrestle. So we'll see how Harrison Goebel does tomorrow, taking on Seth Adrian. As we move up to 2:20, it'll be Ben Ridenauer up for the Hawks. He's taking on Henry Martins from Davenport Assumption.
On the Bob Murphy Invitational, Martins was seeded 4th, and he ended up 2nd. He was beaten in the finals by Cameron Stevenson from Grinnell. So we'll check out the Eckenrod Invitational at 2:20, as both these wrestlers are pummeling. Neutral position, pummel position. Has a lot of hand fighting going on right here. And Martins is a thrower, Jamie. You called that, so it's going to be real important for Ben Ridenauer to stay in great position when Martins comes with the underhooks. Martins has the height advantage over Ridenauer, so it'll be very, very important. And they go off the edge of the mat as Martin squares off Ridenauer and gives him a shove off the mat right into the chairs. They've got these chairs right on Matt's side, so you got to pay attention here. Martins was 2nd at the Jerry Eckenrod. He was pinned by Hunter Crawford in 140, and Ben Ridenauer took 3rd here. So these two did not meet. The common opponent was Kobe Simon from West Liberty. He defeated Ben Ridenauer, and then Martins defeated Simon 9-4. So Ben Ridenauer will have to put his best foot forward here and wrestle a very smart, strategic match here, as he's given up some size to Martins. 25 seconds left to go. Hard collar tie by Ridenauer, retie with the left by Martins. Martins again trying to work upper body. Ridenauer trying to get an underhook on the right side of Martins. And Martins will circle back into the to the center of the mat. Hand controlled by Martins. He's got the right wrist of Ben Ridenauer with the collar tie. Ridenauer with the right collar tie, inside position on Martins. First period is going to end scoreless. Good first period there by Ridenauer.
And he's going to defer over to Martins, and Martins will choose down. But like you said, good first period there by Ben Ridenauer. Now he's got to go to work on top.
Well, this is one of those toss-up matches, you guys. And Ben Ridenauer's done a great job on top. And I like what he did right there. He tight waist and he drove Martins to his chest. And now immediately goes right to work on the arms of Martins from Assumption. He's got a chicken wing in on the left side. Again, the Hawks have been working the left side of the Assumption Knights, and they've had a lot of success with the ball and chain and with the chicken wings on the left side. So Ben Ridenauer doing a great job grinding right now. Martins again playing the turtle. He's got his head down, belly down, referee's down talking to him. And Ridenauer now is going to go to a cross wrist ride. He's got the left wrist with his right. He's going to try to lift the inside knee, the right knee up of Martins, and pitch Martins to his back. And once again, Martins is going to block him off with his left leg. Ridenauer will pop back over to the right side now. 1:07 left to go in period number 2. And Ben Ridenauer doing a great job so far, controlling Martins underneath. Tried to run that chicken wing. Now we're going to get stalling against Martins. Ridenauer's going to drop in. He's going to pick up. Oh, I don't like that, Zach. Oh, you're grinding Martins. And keep your weight on his head and shoulders and make him carry your 220 pounds.
Yeah, this is a great way to tire out your opponent right here, is just continue to grind and keep the weight on his head, and that's exactly what Ben is doing as he's continuing. But you can tell they're coached up. They're keeping their wings like underneath them. They're not getting their hands outside their body and really just balling up right now. So that's why you saw the call stall.
Ben Ridenauer got a little bit impatient as Martins was playing the turtle once again, keeping those arms in and keeping that head down. And Ridenauer tried to go to a deep waist and a far ankle. And as soon as Martins felt that change of pressure, he came right to a stand-up, put the hands of Ridenauer, and picked up a one-point escape. And now on the edge of the mat, our referee's going to blow the whistle and get them both back in the middle. Again, 15 seconds left, Jamie. Don't shoot yourself out of a match right now if you're Ben Ridenauer.
Especially when you get the choice to start the third and you got a chance to tie this thing up at, 1-1 and then go to work on your feet. And that looks like what he's going to do here. So it'll be Ridenauer's choice. And it looks like he will more than likely choose down here.
I think this match is going to come down to who wants it a little bit more, who's got something left in the tank here, because they're both grinding. Not very many shots, just a lot of pummeling. So I think the first one to hit a deep shot, or first one that wants to just a little bit more, is going to win this match.
And here comes a hard crossface by Martins, and he's got Ridenauer going to his back with a butcher. Boy, just caught Ridenauer by surprise there. Ben Ridenauer was trying to come to it. There's a fall by Martins. Boy, oh boy. He caught Ben Ridenauer by surprise with a hard crossface to that left arm, and then once he had that tight, Jamie, Ben Ridenauer had nowhere to go but to his back.
Yeah, that's going to 4:18 was the time of the fall there for Henry Martins, and like you said, once he got it in there, it was tight, and there was nothing Ben Ridenauer can do. So it's going to tighten this team score up. It's going to be 16. Well, they have 16-16. 16-15 is our score. As we're going to move up to heavyweight, and it's going to be Carson Petland for the Hawks. See who he's going to take on here at heavyweight. I believe it's going to be Nate Hempel from Davenport Assumption. He's the only heavyweight that they have listed in the program, so see what Carson Petland can do here. Again, he's one of the state qualifiers for the Hawks. The other dual meet, too, on mat number 1, New Hampton Turkey Valley leads Webster City 15-9. And there's going to be Petland and Hempel here at heavyweight.
And Nate Hempel finished in, let's check it out. He was knocked out of the tournament, Jamie. Won his first 2 matches. Let's see. No, he finished in 4th place. Look at the bottom. He finished in 4th place. He beat Drew Evans, Independence, in that match to get into the 4th place match. And then he was pinned by Jacob Comer from Dallas Center Grimes. So an opportunity here from the freshman from West Delaware to do what he's been doing these last couple of weeks, and that's stay in great position, use his length, use his leverage that he's got. I think he's starting to figure that out. He's got the size advantage on Hempel. He's got the length advantage on Hempel. Now let's see if he can make the much smaller 285-pounder from Davenport Assumption carry his weight. Good pummel position here by Petland as he's controlling Hempel with an underhook on the right side. Now hard collar tie by Petland with his left, trying to get an underhook on the left side of Hempel, and maybe shoot that shot, lift that underhook, and shoot to that right leg, like we saw Harrison Goebel do. 20 seconds left to go, first period. Elbow pass attempt by Petland. Hempel in reverse gear here with 12 seconds left as Petland comes out with that big left hook and right on the back of the neck of Nate Hempel. Now double underhook by Petland. He's got to jack Hempel up. Got to watch so you don't get headlocked there, Zach.
Yeah, if you got forward movement right there and you're trying to jack that thing up, that's the first thing that could happen to you is get launched from that position. So he's got to stay squatted down once he starts to jack that thing up.
So it's going to be Hempel's choice. He's going to defer over to Petland, and both coaches there say go back up on your feet. And I don't think they want Carson Petland underneath Nate Hempel right now with an opportunity to toss the legs in. Again, the Hawks still in the lead. Jamie, who would have thunk a one-point match here?
Yeah, Matt, go figure, huh? With West Delaware and Davenport Assumption that they'd be, they'd be back and forth the entire duel meet. I mean, the Hawks have never trailed in this duel, but it's always Assumption answering everything the Hawks have done here.
Well, back to neutral position. Nice front headlock there. We're going to get stalling against Hempel as Petland came with an underhook, then tried to snap Hempel down with a front headlock. I like what he's doing there, Zach. Again, he's making Hempel carry all of his weight. He's got a hard collar tie. He's working the back of the neck of Hempel. And again, you got to be patient right here. Hempel's trying to come with an over and under. Petland's trying to double underhook Hempel again. And again, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're forcing straight line pressure and then get launched to your back and give up 6 when you're in this match 0-0.
Yeah, when you get those underhooks in, you got to create an angle. And right now he's working straight underneath the heaviest things, and that's his hips. And so he's just really, when he starts to get into those double underhooks, he's got to start moving.
Now comes Hempel with a double underhook on Petland. And Petland trying to sag on Hempel. Hempel's going to try to throw him off the edge of the mat. That's just what we were talking about right there. Hempel stepped in with a double underhook and locked up a body lock on Petland. And Petland had to go in reverse gear and get himself off the edge of the mat. Again, you can see what Hempel from Assumption's trying to do here. He's going to try to take advantage of the pressure that the freshman from West Delaware, Carson Petland, is giving him. Petland comes right back with a hard collar tie with the left, controlling the neck and the head of Hempel. 2 seconds left to go. Slide by attempt by Petland. He misses his mark. It's going to be Hempel's choice. Coach Bush. Very animated, Jamie. Remember how he was in the CD meeting at the Bob Murphy? Stepped back in his chair and didn't say a word?
Of course I do. That was a long time ago, it feels like. But I tell you what, it's a little bit different when you get down here to the state duels.
Well, the level of intensity by both of these coaches has stepped up 3 or 4 notches. And Carson Petland with a nice spiral right on Hempel. He's got the the senior from Assumption belly down. Now let's see if he can work. He's trying to work a butcher of his own from left to right. Now it's trying to hook a chicken wing on the right side of Hempel. Again, the Assumption Knights keeping those elbows in tight. Petland goes right back to work on the left side. Might get stalling against Hempel as he's balled up. Petland working an inside wrist, now a half Nelson, now a power half Nelson. Carson Petland with the power half Nelson on the left side. I'd like to see him get out and try to drive that. He's got a lot of leverage, Jamie.
We still haven't seen Hempel's head come off the mat in this period. So there it is. They're going to get a stalling call, and it's going to be 1 point, the second stall call against Hempel. So Carson Petland's going to take a 1 point lead here.
Well, with a minute to go, Petland up on top, and he's working side to side. He's going to have to get off the hips here in just a second. and get out to the side, maybe give Hempel an opportunity, but he's working the inside wrist. Now Petlin's up off the leg, and he's got an inside wrist. Let's see if he can roll that out to a bar. And again, you got to be patient here if you're the freshman. You haven't been called for stalling yet. So you keep bumping, you keep grinding, and you keep the pressure on the head and shoulders of the much smaller Hempel from Assumption. 32 seconds left to go. Carson Petlin up 1-0, trying to keep the Hawks in the lead here. Now he's got a bar arm. He's got the left arm of Hempel out, now a half Nelson. Petlin trying to sink a half Nelson in on the right side. Good position here. You got 15 seconds. You're working a pinning combination. Stay on top, Carson Petlin. Tries to power half Nelson now on the right side of Hempel. 10 seconds left to go. Keep your weight on Carson Petlin. Don't give Hempel an opportunity to get up off his base. 5 seconds left to go. Hempel trying to get up on all fours. Petlin's trying to stack it. Oh, he missed it. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Petlin drove over the top of the head of Nate Hempel and had him stacked up. And, oh, boy, Jamie Vasky, flatter than a pancake right there. And our official, unexpectedly, and the officials are talking out there. And you know what they're talking about, Zach? I missed it. But a huge win right there for Carson Petlin, 1-0. That'll put the Hawks up, or 3-0. That'll put the Hawks up 19-15 going to weight class 106. Boy, oh boy, the Hawks needed 6 right there and had it. Now we got a new official up on the mat. Again, we're not criticizing the official, but we're just stating the fact, guys, that once again, the official surprised by what Carson Petlin did at the end of that match.
As we're going to move up now to 106 pounds, it's going to be Trent McDonough from Davenport Assumption taking on Luke Farmer of West Delaware. So here at 106, I believe McDonough may have beaten Farmer at the Bob Murphy Invitational, maybe?
Yeah, we're going to get that. I got that right in front, and yes, that was a fall. McDonough won by a fall. So Luke Farmer, great position right now, is trying to come out of this scramble. He's got his head high as a... excuse me, that's McDonough underneath Farmer. Farmer wrapped around the waist. Couldn't quite see, you just saw the back side of McDonough underneath Farmer. And boy, wouldn't you give for a Luke Farmer fireman's carry right here and set McDonough on his back. Good scramble by the sophomore from West Delaware. He's trying to set up that fireman's carry to the right side of Trent McDonough. McDonough is a senior. There's a snap and spin by McDonough as he cuts the corner, and here comes the legs. So Luke Farmer's got to be ready for that. Trent McDonough is a senior at 34-12. Not ranked in the last rankings, but I believe he was ranked at one time. No points there.
Did they not call 2?
Boy, why wasn't there a 2-point takedown there?
We'll take it.
Well, yes, we will, as they're going back to their feet. There's a long shot by McDonough. Snap and spin by Farmer. He missed the mark. A reshot by McDonough. Front headlock now by Farmer. Let's see if he can make it, see if he can hit that knee tilt. He's going to try to go from left to right and knee tilt McDonough. McDonough high up on all fours right now. Farmer with the front headlock, and we're going to get a stalemate with 17 seconds. Great shot by McDonough. Nice reshot by Farmer. And no points there. Great action here by two really good 106-pounders.
And this is one of those weights, Luke Farmer, disappointing district meet. This is his opportunity to come out here and, still help the team. And when it comes to the dual aspect, that's what you got to do. We'll talk about Ryan Phillips doing the same thing. We saw him at the regional duels with 2 falls. That's what you got to do. If you didn't make the state tournament, this is your state tournament.
It's going to be Farmer's choice. He deferred over. And McDonough went where, Zach?
He went on top.
He went on top, and I'm telling you what, time for Luke Farmer to play the turtle, keep those elbows in. And he did the second best thing, you guys. He came right to a stand-up and a front trip by McDonough. McDonough trying to put that leg in on the left side. And he does. He gets a cross body right in on the left side, and he's going to stretch. Now he's got both legs in as he scooped the hips up of Luke Farmer. I'm thinking, guys, maybe Luke Farmer might have went back to neutral to start the second period.
Back and grab the head.
I'll tell you what, he's trying to set up a defensive fall here as he's wide. He's got Trent McDonough going to his back.
Ooh.
And McDonough feeling awful shaky right there as he quickly had to kick both legs free. Luke Farmer, missed it again there as he got his hips way up and McDonough fell off the top. And we're going to go off the edge of the mat. Oh, boy. Boy, so close, Zach. So close. Luke Farmer so close to scoring some big points here.
As soon as you think you're out, though, you're not really out. So he's got to be careful because they can come from anywhere. So he's got to make sure that basically Luke Farmer continues to wrestle as he feels, that weight shift up above, and he thinks he's out because they can get from anywhere. As you can see, at belly down, they can get the legs in from any position. When you're flat on the ground, they somehow get those legs stuck in there.
It's like they've done it before.
Yeah, a couple times.
Coach Voss is over at the table. And he's arguing for a 2-point reversal for Luke Farmer. And McDonough, I think McDonough quit on a whistle off another mat, and he was still on the mat. And Farmer reversed him, and that's what Coach Voss is arguing right there, gentlemen. And he's going to argue to no avail, as our official's going to shake his head and say, that's not the way that I saw it. So I know exactly that's what he was talking about. That's the way we saw it up here. There's a chicken wing now by Trent McDonough, as he's got the left arm of Farmer trapped. He's got a cross body right in on the left side. Farmer trying to keep that left shoulder at a 90 degrees, and he's going to roll back down to his stomach. Nice job by Luke Farmer, not giving up any points there as McDonough scooped that chicken wing. And McDonough gets high riding with the legs. Here. Crossbody ride by McDonough on the left side of Farmer. He's going to try to scoop the right one in. Farmer's going to post his forehead, and we'll get a stalemate right there.
That's what I like to see out of some referees right there is don't let a guy ride in the legs for too long and slow the pace of the match down. Is when there's nothing moving, that stalemate is the best thing that can be called.
Well, on the restart, Farmer now to an outside stand-up. He's going to block off McDonough. McDonough on the stand-up, puts a leg in. We're going to get potentially dangerous. Coach Boston, they keep those elbows in. Hey, looking around the mat, this 2A is wild and crazy. New Hampton's up 18-15. Solon's up 15-12. I'm not sure who's up 17-12 is the other score on Ballard and Williamsburg. And it looks like Ballard's up 17-12. So wild and crazy Class 2A here. All right, Farmer not giving up any back points here, gentlemen. A great period by Luke Farmer. He's got 11 seconds to go yet. McDonough's going to slap a cross-body right back in. And Farmer's doing a great job controlling the left elbow as McDonough tried to come with a cross base. And let's see whose choice it is. It's going to be Farmer's choice. Going to go neutral. Coach Litter, Coach Voss, in unison. Both saying neutral, and somebody's going to go to the blood corner there.
And while they go to the blood corner, remind you our coverage here today brought to you by Delhi Insurance Agency, Trivet Associates, Brew & Brew, High-Tech Communications, and Simon's Grain and Field. Again, if you want to follow along at home, you can check us out on Twitter at KMCH Sports or follow along at our website for match-by-match results at our website and our state tournament coverage page on KMCH. It's right there at the top of the website at kmch.com. Again, match-by-match results of the state duels here. We'll also have that all this week, as you will be able to find match-by-match results from all of our area wrestlers in Class 1A, 2A, and 3A. They will have there's a link to the track wrestling website, tournament schedules, session recaps, coaches' interviews, and, of course, the rankings from the predicament. We go to the third. Luke Farmer and Trent McDonough still tied 0-0. Hawks lead the duel 19-15.
Well, it's going to be Farmer's choice. He's going to take neutral. And there's a 2-point takedown by McDonough on the edge of the mat. And Farmer's going to have to cover up as McDonough shot that double. And Farmer was a little bit late with the down block and the cross face. And McDonough covered him up quickly. So back to the middle we go. McDonough will ride that left side. Farmer with the stand-up. And McDonough trying to put the cross body right in on the left. This time Farmer blocked him up. So what's he do? He put the cross body right in on the right. Now he scoops the left arm of Farmer and puts both legs in. Now he's working the head, double underhook. Trying to work a power half Nelson on the sophomore from West Delaware. Farmer trying to keep his chest down. And McDonough trying to turn him over. He scoops the left arm of Farmer, pulls him back up on top of him. And McDonough trying to expose the shoulder blade, and we got a bloody nose. One more time as McDonough will have to go to the corner and get that bloody nose taken care of. Now it's Luke Farmer going to the corner there, gentlemen. So Luke Farmer will get that taken care of. And I'm telling you what, Williamsburg is going to close the gap here, 24-18 on Ballard. And it looks like on the far side, it looks like Solon is down 21-15 now. And 22-15, New Hampton is up on Webster City. So some close matches here in Class 2A, and that, Jamie, that just shows the balance of this class in the state.
Yeah, and you mentioned the other two WAMAC teams here. Again, three WAMAC teams here in the Class 2A state duels. West Delaware, Williamsburg, and Solon. Again, Solon over there with that lead over Clarion Goldfield, now 15-12. Here's Luke Farmer up to his feet. He's got to stay on his feet and try to avoid McDonough from grabbing the legs and getting the legs in when he gets back on top. But McDonough's going to dive back in on the legs of Farmer. And here comes the cross body ride.
Well, Farmer this time blocks him up. Farmer right back to his feet. And a double underhook by McDonough. McDonough blocks off that left elbow. And on the return, he puts a cross body right in on the left side. And again, just doing, controlling the hips. Trent McDonough controlling the hips of Luke Farmer. And again, Zach, you called it. Once you think you're free, you're still not free.
No, absolutely not. They just, like we said at the beginning of this whole entire duel right here with Davenport Assumption, is they're leeches, and that's exactly what they do. Is they suck on and cling on to anything that they can find to be able to put that leg back in.
And 1 second left to go. That's going to do it, you guys. Luke Farmer, a great match. You were pinned the last time you met, and you take this thing to 2-0. And that's a great job, Jamie, by the sophomore from West Delaware.
Yeah, it really is. And, it's going to, again, the Hawks still going to lead this dual meet, but by 1 point. But like you said, great job by Luke Farmer. Beginning of the season, that just goes to show how much he's improved throughout this year, giving up that fall, and now making it that 2-0 loss. That's huge for the Hawks at 106. Getting that and not giving up the fall there and keeping that lead as we move up to 113. It's Evan Woods of West Delaware taking on TJ Fitzpatrick from Assumption.
Well, Jamie, we hope we see the Evan Woods in the district, the way wrestled in the district, show up here. The last time these two met at the Bobcat Invite, it was a 9-3 win by Fitzpatrick for 7th place. Fitzpatrick finished 7th and Woods finished 8th. So Evan Woods unseated in that tournament. Long double by Fitzpatrick right there. Nice down block by Woods. Say what, Assumption has, this is the 4th different uniform that we've seen the Assumption Knights wear here. The Hawks are in their traditional black singlets with a white leg band. There's a nice shot by Woods, and Fitzpatrick's going to stuff the head and drive Woods off the mat, so we'll get a restart. Nice single leg, and again, get it up and finish it, Zach.
Yes, get both hips, because right there, when you only have a single leg up in the air, they find a way to get it around the back and hook that leg to get 2 points. So he's got to continue to control both hips.
Fitzpatrick in a staggered stance. He's only a freshman. Staggered stance, leading with his right. There's a long double by Fitzpatrick. Nice front headlock by Woods. Let's see if he can snap Fitzpatrick down to the mat. Fitzpatrick will drive Woods off the edge of the mat. Woods leading with his right leg also. Fitzpatrick trying to shoot that double. Textbook takedown is a double. There's an elbow pass attempt by Woods. Got a little bit out of position right there. And he recovered nicely. A long double by Fitzpatrick. Nice down block by Woods. A short drag attempt by Fitzpatrick. He tries a headlock, and he's going to slip off, and Evan Woods is going to pick up the first 2-point takedown here. That's a nice job right there. As Fitzpatrick tried to hit Woods with a headlock, and he missed the head. Evan Woods doing a great job keeping that head tight. Now Evan Woods has to go right back to work. He goes deep waist, far ankle. Drives Fitzpatrick from the middle of the mat to the far side. Fitzpatrick in a stand-up. Woods will drop in on a single. And Off the edge of the mat they will go, and we'll get a restart with 32 seconds. One of those toss-up matches, Jamie. This has to go in the West Delaware book here.
Well, it does, and you got to win those toss-up matches anytime you get them. And the Hawks have been very fortunate in that in the last few dual meets that they've wrestled on being able to win those toss-up matches. So, looking ahead, this is the Hawks have got to win some matches here coming up at 132. Should be a good matchup. Second-ranked Matt Robertson coming in for Davenport Assumption, and that's where Ryan Phillips is for West Delaware. So, got to try to have a start building on this lead here a little bit.
Well, you certainly do, and there's with 7 seconds left to go. Fitzpatrick is trying to high leg over on Woods. Woods is doing a nice job. He got a leg lace in on the left side and stayed behind both arms, and that kept Fitzpatrick underneath of him. Smart wrestling there by the sophomore from West Delaware.
I think Woods is going to choose down to start the second.
All right, so he's going to have to move here. As a nice stand-up, outside stand-up by Woods. Working some hand control. Now up to both feet. Woods trying to split the hands of Fitzpatrick. Might get a stalling call there. Where's our stalling call, gentlemen? 5 seconds, 6 seconds. There it is right there. Stalling call against Fitzpatrick. Woods is going to work some hand control, then turn and face Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick will carry him off the edge of the mat. And back to a restart, but stalling against the freshman from Assumption. And he's going to try to, nice job by Evan Woods right there. As Fitzpatrick tried to crab ride there, Zach, and tried to pull Woods back on top of him. And Woods just kept the momentum going and hit a sit out. And then right to a stand-up for a one-point escape. Woods up now 3-0. Very smart match by the sophomore from West Delaware. Single. Now he's going to try to back trip the freshman for a 2-point takedown. He does. He got a half Nelson in. Let's see if he can drive Fitzpatrick to his back. And the freshman from Assumption is going to bail out and go belly down as Woods still trying to load him up with that half Nelson on the edge of the mat. 5-0 lead, Jamie Vasky and Zach. Great job so far.
Yeah, it is. And, getting to your feet and then getting right back in on that takedown was huge for Woods. And now you got to start thinking about working that major decision if you're Evan Woods.
You talk about continue to explode through those hits, and that's exactly. He hit a powerful shot right there and sat him right to his backside. Almost got into that half Nelson and put him to his back. So right here, just like Jamie's saying, he's got to work for a major decision now. Every point is going to count in this duel.
Double inside wrist by Woods. And Fitzpatrick is trying to come to a stand-up. And Woods is going to snap him back. And Fitzpatrick is trying to work some hand control as Woods once again working the left side of the Assumption Knights. Doing a great job controlling the left side. And we'll get a stalemate right there as Woods had a double inside wrist. And Fitzpatrick had hand control on the hands of Woods, and Woods could not get his hands out. Patrick wasn't going to do anything with it. So we got a stalemate with 32 seconds left. Woods now on the right side of Fitzpatrick. He's going to try to chop and tilt. Let's see if he's got a 2-point tilt. High leg over. Attempt. He got a 1,001 count right there. Great job of cross wrist tilt by Evan Woods. Got a 1,001.5 count, and Fitzpatrick rolled out of it. Great idea by Woods to try to catch Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick's going to try a high leg over, and Woods is going to keep his right hip up and keep the hip of Fitzpatrick down with 3 seconds left. Great period by the sophomore from West Delaware.
As you can tell, Evan Woods is doing a great job of keeping all that pressure on that neck and that head and really pushing him forward. And that takes a big toll on you.
Well, Fitzpatrick is going to take neutral. And if you're Evan Woods right here, guys, got to wrestle a smart 2 minutes and don't give Fitzpatrick that head to work with. Keep doing what you've been doing. And that's working some control of your own. Evan Woods leading with that right leg, and he's forcing Fitzpatrick away with his left arm. Fitzpatrick trying to measure Woods with his right arm. Good hand control by Evan Woods. 137, long double shot by Fitzpatrick. Front headlock by Woods. And Fitzpatrick will drive him off the edge of the mat, trying to hit a go-behind, using that quickness. Woods trying to hit that low single on the whistle. He went to the right leg, then right to the left leg. There's an elbow pass for 2 off the edge of the mat. Oh, great shot by Woods. He just ran out of mat space, Zach.
Roger, he looks great right now. He's got a lot of motion, a lot of corners being, turned and keeping him out of position right now. And so he's continuing to keep the pace up, and this match is exactly what you want to see out of Evan Woods.
117, and Jamie, you always talk about, are you gonna sit on the lead? You're gonna build the lead. And Evan Woods right here, I like what he's doing.
Yeah, I do too. And he's got that 5-0 lead, but he's still a couple takedowns away from leading. Getting that major. So I'd like to see him get to work and make it happen fast here. As they're going to go to the blood corner here. Again, our coverage today brought to you by Okoboji Grill, Bowman Tire and Automotive, Exit Realty, Cooper's Place, and the Regional Medical Center.
Looking across the way, Jamie, it looks like Webster City has taken the lead on New Hampton, 26-22. Solon is down now 27-15. And then the match in front of us, it looks like Ballard is over Williamsburg 34-22.
There's Evan Woods here with a 5-0 lead. In the blood corner is Fitzpatrick. Hawks lead this duel 19-18 as Fitzpatrick comes back.
Again, kudos to our medical staff here. They are the best. We've got the Iowa State trainers here for the duration, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got one of the best team doctors that there is around as far as wrestling is concerned. So a great staff here. 57 seconds left. Back to action. Fitzpatrick trying to measure Woods with a double leg takedown. Woods in a nice down block. He's stuffing the head of Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick is trying to get a corner. Fitzpatrick trying to get a corner on Woods, and Woods is going to stay square. I like his hip position. I like what his feet are doing, Zach. And you said he's on constant motion right now, and he's going right back to work with that Russian tie. And he's driving Fitzpatrick. They're stalling against Fitzpatrick. There's a one-point penalty point for Woods. He's up now 6-0. Hey, takedown makes this a major.
Got to get the takedown here if you're Evan Woods. You've got 30 seconds exactly to get that takedown and win this match, get the major decision.
There's a long shot by Fitzpatrick, a long double, and Fitzpatrick is going to go between the legs of Woods. Scramble situation by Woods, a gut wrench. He throws Fitzpatrick over the top. 17 seconds left. Let's see if we can get a stalemate and give Woods one more shot to get the major here. Woods in a down block. He's got his hips in a little bit better position. He's making Fitzpatrick carry his weight. Now Fitzpatrick will press up and get Woods up in the air. 4 seconds left to go. He's going to run out of time right there, but I'll tell you what, he got the payback win there, Jamie, and Woods wins the toss-up matches, and you can see he's just a little bit disgusted in himself. He couldn't quite get that last takedown, but he'll take the win.
Yeah, he will, and, that's going to put the Hawks up by 4 points now, and that 22-18 as we move up to 120. Looks like it's going to be Riley Dolan for the Hawks coming up here, and Dolan looks like he may be taking on Noah Gonzalez. We'll get official word on that here from Track Wrestling, as it will be Riley Dolan for the Hawks.
And Gonzalez, okay, go ahead, Jamie.
Still haven't posted it on Track Wrestling. It is Noah Gonzalez for Assumption.
Well, these two wrestled the first round of the Bobcat invite, and it was a Gonzalez fall in the second period. So you're looking for Riley Dolan to do exactly what Evan Woods just did and put your best foot forward here in your singlet today and get a payback win. And if you can't get the win, you don't want to get tossed to your back. There's a snap and spin by Gonzalez. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown, and then you guessed it, here comes a crossbody ride by Gonzalez on the left side of Dolan. Hawks up 22-18. New Hampton now up on Webster City 28-27. So a dogfight on mat number 1, a dogfight on mat number 2. Solon down now 27-19 to Clarion Goldfield Dows. And Williamsburg down now by 13 to Ballard, 35-22. Back to action right here with 1:03 left. Dolan underneath Gonzalez. Gonzalez working the cross-body ride. On the left side, now a power half Nelson by Gonzalez. Riley Dolan's going to have to keep those elbows in, Zach, as Gonzalez is doing a good job right now getting underneath those elbows and trying to expose Dolan shoulder blades.
Yes, right now you're really seeing Riley Dolan having his elbows out and you just see a penalty point for full Nelson right there. So Riley Dolan's going to pick up 1 point.
Now we'll take a couple more of those by Gonzalez. Nice outside stand-up by Dolan. And he got his hips up, but he forgot to clear his left arm, and Gonzalez trapped that left arm to his waist and back-tripped Dolan back down to the mat. So Gonzalez up on top of Dolan, now trying to dig a chicken wing. He's got a cross wrist ride from right to left. Now he's going to dig a chicken wing on the left side of Riley Dolan. 22 seconds left to go in period one. Gonzalez up 2-1. And Riley Dolan trying to get the job done here for the Hawks. There's a chicken wing by Gonzalez. Dolan keeping his head and chest up. Now let's see if he can snap that out. Dolan might have two reversal. Let's see if he can get two. He got two reversal. As he's behind. That's a 2-point reversal by Riley Dolan as Gonzalez gets sloppy there, and Dolan takes advantage of it, 3-2. That's great wrestling with short time, great motion.
You could tell Riley Dolan's been trying to set that up a little bit because Gonzalez leaves his head down just a little bit when he gets those legs in. So he's been really reaching for that head, and that's what he did. He caught the head and really rolled on top of him.
So it's going to be a sit-out turn-in for Gonzalez. Now right to a stand-up. He's going to split the hands of Dolan, and Dolan's going to stay put there. So Gonzalez will put a front headlock on, and that's going to be a 1 point for Gonzalez. 1 point for Gonzalez, and now a 2-point takedown for Gonzalez as he goes up now 5-3, and Riley Dolan finds himself back underneath Noah Gonzalez. 28-16 coming into the state meet, so having a good season for the Assumption Knights. 120 in counting, period number 2. Gonzalez got a ball and chain. He's got locked up the left arm of Riley Dolan between his legs. He's trying to scoop that left arm and try to tilt the freshman. These are two really good freshmen going at it right now. Riley Dolan for West Delaware and Noah Gonzalez for the Davenport Assumption Knights. Under a minute to go, second period. There's an inside wrist on the left, half Nelson on the right. Gonzalez gets high running the half. Let's see if Dolan can shake him off. Gonzalez will drive Dolan forward. Boy, you got to look away from that, Zach, and get that half Nelson peeled off of theirs, as we're going to get potentially dangerous right there. So Riley Dolan saved by the buzzer, saved by the referee right there.
And it was. And, Gonzalez, you could see the more Riley Dolan was fighting that off by looking into him, that the more it kind of exposed that shoulder of Riley Dolan. So potentially dangerous. Now Dolan's got to get going to work on his feet here, or underneath to get to his feet.
Well, exactly right. He's got 31 seconds, and he's been close. He's in this match 5-3. And Gonzalez is going to snap Dolan back. He's going to go that crab ride. Now Gonzalez is going to pick up some back points. He's got the left arm of Riley Dolan trapped behind his back. And he went to that tilt. He picked up a 2-point near fall at 7-3 right now with 9 seconds left to go. And Gonzalez comes right back to it, a leg in on the left side. And he scoops the right arm of Riley Dolan, basically pulls him on top of him, and then slides a half Nelson in. All right, 7-3. Dolan's choice, he will choose neutral to go to period number 3. And Dolan, West Delaware, wearing the green ankle bands here today. There's a long double shot by Gonzalez. Switches over to a single on the left leg of Riley Dolan. He picks it up off the mat. A hard whizzer by Dolan. Gonzalez tries to stamp him down. Nice hip pressure by Dolan. A hard whizzer by Dolan. It's hitting stuff the head of the freshman from Assumption. He's working hard with that whizzer. Gonzalez is going to cut the corner on Dolan and scoop that left leg. Dolan now switches off to a whizzer on the right side. Gonzalez is going to try to back trip Dolan, and he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown on the back trip, and Dolan will have to cover up. So it's now 9-3 with 1:22 left to go. Again, our meet score is 22-18 in favor of the West Delaware Hawks. The Hawks have led from the get-go by 4 points is all. Nothing greater than 4 points.
Now, if you're Riley Dolan, you got to try to protect that major decision. You hate to say that, but you really got to protect and not give up the major decision here.
Well, that means getting back to your feet or keeping your hands and elbows in and controlling. Gonzalez is doing a great job with the crab ride. That crab ride, he just sits on his backside, then goes underneath underneath both arms of Dolan and then puts a leg in on top and then pulls Dolan back on top of him and then tries to turn him over, tries to tilt and expose his shoulder blades. 51 seconds and counting. Riley Dolan flat, trying to work some hand control, doing a great job right now, controlling the wrist of Noah Gonzalez from Assumption. Now here comes that half Nelson. Boy, that looks like a full Nelson there, Zach.
He looks like he's getting a full Nelson in every time. He's switching off back and forth, and I don't think he's letting go of it quick enough.
Here comes that half Nelson on the left side. Riley Dolan's trying to get that left shoulder back down to the mat. Gonzalez is going to kick that shoulder free, or kick that leg free. Dolan does a great job now pulling the half off. And Gonzalez will go back to the crab ride and try to tilt Dolan one more time. Great job by the freshman from West Delaware here, as he's keeping the freshman from Davenport Assumption from the major decision. Jamie, you called it with 4 seconds left to go. That's a valiant effort by Riley Dolan there. Last time he gets pinned by Gonzalez. This time he gives up a simple decision.
Yeah, and that's what the Hawks need. You know, we saw that at 106 pounds too, where, you know, Luke Farmer gave up a ball in the tournament where he faced McDonough earlier in the year, and same thing with Riley Dolan, not just giving up the decisions. That's huge for the Hawks, especially with the amount of toss-up matches that are coming up here in the next few weeks.
Well, so we're going to see Stavely Mallory take the mat for West Delaware. And in our program, we have Noah Wyman. He's 16 and 16. So an opportunity here, Jamie, for Stavely Mallory to put the Hawks up by more than one. It's 22-21. And New Hampton comes back on mat number one with a hard-fought 40-33 win over Webster City. So let's check this out. Noah Wyman at the Benton Community Tournament was beaten twice, Jamie. He was unseeded and beaten twice, and Stavely Mallory finished second. So an opportunity here for West Delaware to open that lead up, but Wyman's in on a double leg shot right now.
Finished what? Mallory got what?
Mallory got 7.
Oh.
Did I say 7?
Sure.
I don't know what I said. I tried to say 7. I've got 2 programs and trying to go back to back. And say what? Stavely Mallory, great job here, guys. As he's going to stuff the head of Wyman, and he's going to hit a go behind and cover him up. Now he's got a nice butcher in from left to right. He's got the right elbow of Noah Wyman trapped underneath. Say what, a fall right here by Stavely Mallory would be huge. West Delaware still trying to get the win, as this next match will be Davenport Assumption will be favored in this next match at weight class 132. And then with 2 matches to go, 138 and 145, those are going to be a couple of toss-up matches. So the Hawks are going to need that little bit of cushion right here, and Stavely Mallory could add that cushion for the Hawks. He's up on top of Wyman right now, riding a tight waist. And, Jamie, we've seen Stavely Mallory in some close matches through the course of the year. He's got to open up here and just get after it.
Well, he does. And, you know, that's, like you said, we've seen him in a lot of close matches, but usually he wins those close matches. So need a repeat of that here today.
First period over with Mallory up on top, riding Wyman hard. It's going to be Wyman's choice as he will defer over to Mallory, and Mallory will choose down. So 22-21 our meet score, 2-0 our match score, 126, weight class 126. And there's the whistle as Wyman tries to come right underneath the left arm of Mallory. And now it quickly jumps over to the right side, and you got to think a cross-body leg is going to be coming on the right side by Wyman. Mallory's going to have to block that off. Mallory now with an outside stand-up, gets to his feet. Let's see if he can split the hands of Wyman. Wyman with a half Nelson on Mallory. Mallory's going to try to hip heist, see if he can hip heist and pick up 2. He's going to hip heist and pick up 1. Now maybe just a 2-point reversal as he ends up on top of Wyman with a front headlock. Now trying to hit him with a whip over. Let's see if he can throw Wyman to his back. He's around the head, and he's got the left arm scoop. Mowry trying to post that right elbow or that right shoulder of Noah Wyman, and Wyman's blocking off with that right arm. He's got to get underneath and curl that head under Zach and go hip to hip and just launch him. Wyman doing a good job blocking off with that right arm.
He's really got to get the head cranked. Now he's working for that cradle, and he's got the cradle locked up.
Boy, he had a drive cradle locked up. He had the whip over locked up. He had a drive cradle locked up. And Wyman very crafty underneath with good hand control. And now Stavely Mowry comes right back with a hard crossface from right to left, right across the right cheekbone of Noah Wyman. And once again, Wyman blocking Stavely Mowry out, trying to keep him from locking up that crossface cradle. And Jamie, you know the mission here of Noah Wyman is just not to get thrown on your back.
Oh, it is. But, for Stavely Mowry, we talked about these toss-up matches, and 132, you probably got to give the nod to Assumption at that way. But then, like we said, you finish with 2 straight toss-up matches. So Hawks have, this would be a big one for Stavely Mowry, especially if he could get some bonus points out of this one.
Well, they're going to stop it with 14 seconds, and they're going to ding Stavely Mowry. Go figure. They're going to ding Stavely Mowry for stalling on top. He's had 3 different pinning combinations on, and Wyman has not done a thing underneath other than play the turtle and the possum and keep his elbows in and keep his chest flat. We're going to go to the third period. It's going to be Wyman's choice. He's going to go neutral. It looked like he was going to go down, and then he changed his mind.
Well, I think he looked over at Coach Bush, and Coach Bush said, let's go neutral here. So got to get back to work here on your feet if you're Stavely Mowry. Go back to that shot you had in that first period and go back to work here and try to add to this lead here because, anytime you're wrestling Assumption, no lead is safe.
And just like right there, Wyman tries to come with the throw on Mowry, and he's got a headlock. He's going to toss Stavely Mowry to his back. That was called too early. Wyman's going to get 2 and 2, and Mowry's going to get 2 reversal. That was called too early, Zach, in my opinion, as Mowry his motion was not stopped. It's going to be 6-4 now with 1:22 left to go with Mowry up on top, and that's one thing you talk about is nothing feet to back when you got a 4-0 lead in your neutral position. You've got to keep yourself in good position and don't let your opponent have head control. There's a roll attempt by Wyman, and he's going to stand up and he's going to face Mowry off for a 1-point escape. No points yet. Nice heel pick by Mowry. No points there as Mowry went to an underhook and right back down to an ankle pick. Boy, Zach,
there's a lot of action going on right here.
This is unbelievable. Stavely Mowry right back in on that underhook, and he got himself a little bit out of position. But I'm telling you what, he recovered nicely. He is so patient wrestling. Let's see, he's got a chicken wing locked up on Wyman on the left side this time. Let's see if he can dig in an underhook. He's got an underhook inside wrist on the right, chicken wing on the left. Now let's see if he can bump Wyman forward and load that chicken wing up with 21 seconds left to go. Now you got 20 seconds left. You got a chicken wing in. You got to grind this thing out, not let Wyman get his hips up and take the win here. 8 seconds left to go. And Stavely Mowry's going to win this thing, you guys. Careful. I think he's going to win this thing. He is going to win this thing. 6-4 in a topsy-turvy, anything-goes match. The freshman from West Delaware, Jamie, another 2-point match goes on the win column for Stavely Mowry.
Yeah, it does. And, again, he wins it with, now you've got 3 matches left to go in this dual meet. So that's a big win by the Hawks. Obviously would have liked to have a little it'll be interesting to see who has to send out first here. If it's Coach Voss, we'll see who he sends out. Looks like he is going to send out Ryan Phillips, so we'll see who Coach Bush is going to send out here, if it's going to be Matt Robertson or they're going to bump him up to 138. So here's that cat and mouse game you talked about.
That's going to be Matt Robertson taking the mat. So we're going to see number 2 ranked Robertson against number 9 ranked Phillips. And these two have not, let's see, these two met in the championship of the Bob Murphy with Robertson winning 10-4.
And the Hawks up by 4 again, 25-21. And that 4-point swing after the Hawks win all stems back every time to that Mitchell Mangold. That's the only difference in this duel is Mitchell Mangold with the major decision to start this dual meet out at 152.
So there's going to be a very crafty match here between two outstanding wrestlers here. Robertson, the state champ last year for Assumption. He was beaten in the finals of the Eckenrod Invitational by Will Esmore from West Liberty by a score of 6-3. Esmore beat Phillips 8-2. There's a little boot scoop by Robertson. He attacks the right leg of Ryan Phillips. He's got that right ankle of Ryan Phillips up on his shoulder, and he's trying to snap Phillips down. Phillips showing some great flexibility here, and Robertson's going to cover him up with a front trip, and he's going to cover his hips up for the first 2-point takedown, making the score 2-0 in favor of Robertson. Matt Robertson from Davenport Assumption.
And wouldn't you go, we talked early in the duel, Roger, about go figure that these two teams would be in a duel like this, and here they are in a duel like this where it looks like it could come down to the last couple weights. And for the Hawks, that means Cole Engel and Cale Meyer at 138 and 135. And for Assumption, they've got listed at 138 Adam Lobenthal and Eli McCracken. And we don't know who we're going to see at 45. They have 3 wrestlers listed at 145.
Well, a front headlock by Matt Robertson as he went way out around the front of Ryan Phillips. He's trying to set up that drive cradle on the right side of Phillips. Now a bow and arrow, and the official's going to call that. Good call by the official. Boy, let that go way too long, Zach, as Robertson had his head right in the right lumbar of Ryan Phillips and had that bow and arrow set up. That's a submission hold in WWF right there. The official let him, he really let Robertson crank that before he called potentially dangerous.
I think it's WWE now, Roger.
WWE?
Yes.
That shows you how much I pay attention.
Solon loses their duel over there, 42-25. And Williamsburg is going to defeat Ballard 45-27. Congrats to Coach Grant Eckenrod. Career duel win number 500 in that duel.
That's pretty exciting for Coach Eckenrod. Well, there's a 1-point escape by Robertson. He goes right back to work on that front headlock. And he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown on the go-behind. Ryan Phillips is going to have to open up here, you guys. There's a 1-point escape by Phillips. And Robertson's going to snap him down and try to spin. That's a 1-point escape. And now we're going to get 1 point for Phillips, front sportsman-like by Robertson, as he headbutted Phillips on the edge of the mat. So it should be 6-2. Well, it's 5 up there. It should be 5-2 on our scoreboard as our officials are trying to fix this here. They got 5-1. Now it should be 5-2 as Coach Phillips goes over to the scoreboard right here. There's a 1-point escape by Phillips, and then Robertson. Phillips was out of bounds, and Robertson jumped right on top of him. Not very nicely. So Ryan Phillips is going to have to open up here as Robertson has stepped on the pedal here, the gas pedal right here. So Ryan Phillips will have to do what he does best, and that's stay in great position and use his quickness. Long shot by Robertson, front headlock by Phillips. Robertson working good hand control on the junior from West Delaware. Phillips now pulls Robertson up with an overhook. Robertson with an underhook on the right side of Ryan Phillips, 105 and counting. Hard snap down by Robertson. He's really working the head of Phillips. Now we're going to get stalling against Ryan Phillips as Robertson has been relentless on the head of Ryan Phillips. And we're quickly seeing why I think Matt Robertson, Jamie, is on a mission here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Ryan Phillips has got to try to circle in and keep working forward as quickly going to the double underhooks as Robertson, and Phillips just trying to fight it off and do anything he can not to give up the takedown. But again, he's worked.
But there's another snap down by Robertson, and Phillips is going to try to stay square. Front headlock by Robertson. Phillips controlling the left elbow of Matt Robertson with 32 seconds left to go. Phillips! Oh, boy, no points by Phillips. Phillips had Robertson. Robertson tried to hit the go-behind, and Phillips snapped him to his back. And now we're going to get a reshot by Robertson. Boy, that happened so quickly. Robertson was flat on his back, and Phillips couldn't readjust. Boy, that would have been huge.
Yeah, it would have. And, that's Ryan Phillips wrestling well and, finding that opportunistic move and just about caught Robertson. But a takedown for Robertson is now 8-4. A reversal by Robertson makes it 8-4.
14 seconds left to go in period number 2. Phillips now down underneath Robertson. Well, Robertson tried to get a little bit too smart against a very good Phillips there, and Phillips almost made him pay for it. 2 seconds left to go. Robertson being very physical on the top, and let's see his choice is going to be. It's going to be Phillips' choice. And let's see where he decides to go. I think I'd probably put him down, and he is. And at least if Robertson lets him go, Zach, it's going to be 8-5 instead of giving up a 1 and a 2 if you take up or take neutral. So good strategy here by the junior from West Delaware. He's been warned for stalling, so you got 2 minutes left in this match, and you really got to pick up the tempo here. Crossbody ride now by Robertson on the left side of Phillips, and he comes with a power half Nelson on the right side. He's trying to crank Phillips to his back. Phillips is hanging on to that left ankle, and sometimes, Zach, that helps the guy on top. Power half Nelson by Robertson. Robertson gets high with the legs. Let's see if Phillips can shake him down.
Hips up. Got to get his hips up right here, and I think he's...
Robertson off to the left side. He had his left hip way down to the mat, and Phillips now up on all fours trying to come out the back door. Robertson's going to have to adjust himself. He comes right back to work with a power half Nelson on the right side of Phillips, and we're going to get a stalemate.
Yeah, and a great job there by Phillips. You got a minute 13 left here. You've got to keep doing what you're doing without giving up them stalling calls, because now the official's looking to make sure you're working. You got to keep working up here if you're Ryan Phillips and try to get to your feet, score some points, and above all else, don't give up the major here.
Well, ahead lever. Oh, now we're going to get stalling, for crying out loud. Now we've got a stalling against Ryan Phillips. And 1 point escape now by Phillips. So Robertson will pick up 1. Phillips will pick up 1 on the escape. Now an elbow pass by Robertson to a high crotch. He dives in on the right leg of Ryan Phillips. Now he's got it picked up, a hard whizzer by Phillips. It's 9-5 with 41 seconds left to go. Phillips in a hard whizzer. Robertson trying to come on top. It's going to be a 2-point takedown by Robertson. Robertson tried to come around the head of Phillips and set up that drive cradle, that near side cradle from his feet. Now a sit-out turn in by Phillips. Robertson's going to cut Phillips loose for a 1-point escape. 21 seconds left to go. Now we're going to get another stalling call. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We've seen the Assumption Knights play the turtle all day here, you guys. And now we're seeing Ryan Phillips trying to work some hand control.
Is that his second one? He should be disqualified.
That's his second. Is that unsportsmanlike?
Yes. He just called it unsportsmanlike.
So we'll see what happens right here. And both officials, both coaches, with the official.
Did you get?
Boy, I do not know. So Robertson now with the long shot on Phillips. 12-7 is our match score. With 11 seconds left, Robertson trying to set something up, feet to back here, and Phillips doing a good job blocking him off with his head. Very smart match wrestled here by the junior from West Delaware, Ryan Phillips. And Matt Robertson not happy about it at all. And that's going to bring a boo out from a lot of the orange and black faithful down to our bottom right.
Yeah, but he, didn't give up the major there, so that's huge for Ryan Phillips. Not giving up that major, and now you again, that's huge with two pretty good toss-up matches left here. And that's going to make the team score now 25-24 in favor of the Hawks. So it looks like who the Knights are going to send out here.
I think we're going to see Adam Lobenthal here.
And Cole Engel for the Hawks.
And Cole Engel to Bob Murphy. Lobenthal was the champ with a 15-2 major decision over Zach Barnes from Fairfield. And let's check out at the Bobcat invite. We'll see if we have some common opponents here at 138. Lobenthal. Lobenthal was beaten. He did not place at the Eckenrod, you guys. So this is one of those huge matches here for Cole Engel. You know, Jamie, you talk about a senior that's had a great year. Well, Cole Engel needs to step this up here and finish these last 3 matches on a high note. You know, your team's dependent on you to come out here and do something great. And Cole Engel can scramble with the best of them. And there's a low single by Lobenthal, and he's going to do a crossover to a double. And Engel's going to come right back to his feet and maybe get into a scramble position as Lobenthal is going to stay hooked to that right ankle. Should be a stalling call against Lobenthal. Now, where's the stalling call here, you guys? Lobenthal hanging on to that right ankle of Cole Engel. Engel kicked about 7 times. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 2-0 lead for Lobenthal. The skinny on Lobenthal, he's a junior at 30-19. Up to his feet is Engel. Lobenthal with that cross wrist trying to tilt Engel to his back. Cole Engel's been in this situation a lot of times. Matter of fact, this is one of his textbook moves. And Lobenthal's going to get him all the way through. And he's going to pick up some back points here. He's going to get at least 3 probably. Let's see if he gets 3. Potentially dangerous. There's 2. And we're going to get potentially dangerous. Coach Voss not very happy with the senior right there. Hand control, hand control, hand control, Zach.
Absolutely. This is exactly your move, too. And so you know exactly how it works. So he's got to continue to come up with his hands up, and that's all he's doing is trying to grasp those arms.
Now Cole Engel back to his feet. Lobenthal right around the waist. Cole Engel trying to standing switch, and he's going to drag Lobenthal off the edge of the mat. 34 seconds and counting.
Okay, you got to go to work here. Cole Engel's got to get moving here right off the bat. Get up to your feet, get hand control, and get the 1-point escape. And, you know, try to avoid that lift and return here as Lobenthal's going to cut him loose. But now Engel breaks free and gets the 1-point escape. Now you got to be better on your feet here and not standing flat foot, and he gives up another takedown there.
Well, he comes right to that switch. Let's see if Cole Engel can cut the corner on this and put a leg in. That's going to be a 2-point reversal for Cole Engel. And Engel might have Lobenthal in a tilt situation here. Cole Engel hit that nice switch. Now Engel with the cross body right in on the right side of Lobenthal, giving the Knights some of their own medicine. A little bit of payback as first period expires. It's 6-3 lead for Lobenthal. Let's see whose choice it is. Lobenthal's choice is going to defer over to Engel, and Engel will have to choose down again. You got to keep moving if you're Cole Engel.
Like we said, you got to go straight up with your arms or get or hand control right away and not get your arms and your wrists locked up underneath you.
Now what you can't do here is sit. After Cole Engel, you can't sit and give the opportunity for Lobenthal to tie you up. Engel's now trying to get his hips back out and try to come to a short sit-out. Lobenthal under both arms. Now Cole Engel with the knee slide to a stand-up. Got to keep your head up and avoid that cradle. Good hand control here by Engel. Lobenthal just riding parallel. Nice stand-up by Engel. Lobenthal's going to latch around the waist and back Engel off the edge of the mat. Going to have great motion here. Great motion here by Cole Engel. You got to create some space. And see if we can get that switch on the whistle. There's a tight waist by Lobenthal. Lobenthal trying to put a cross body right on, this time on the left side of Engel. Tries to come with the cradle. Engel now catches his right hand. Engel with a stand-up. 1-point escape. It's 6-4 now. 121 and counting.
Great job there by Cole Engel. Getting the escape. Now you've cut it to 2. You've got to stay on your toes here. Lobenthal, all he's doing is going to the head and then shooting under, and Cole Engel's worried about that. And then Lobenthal's been able to shoot underneath of him. So he's got to stay on his toes here and be ready for that quick shot.
Well, he's doing a good thing. And he's tying up, and Lobenthal back in on a double. Engel's going to latch around the waist of Lobenthal. Lobenthal's going to elevate Engel. Engel up off the mat. Engel's wrapped around the waist of Lobenthal. Now Lobenthal tries to return him. He's got his head trapped between the legs of Cole Engel. Engel's going to latch his hands and legs around the arms of Lobenthal. And let's see if we get a stalemate here. Referee's going to let him burn some clock here with 37 seconds. Now we get a stalemate.
He's just not staying low in low position. He's standing tall, and Cole right now is a lengthy kid. He's just really got to continue to keep his hands on the mat or stay low so he can't shoot underneath him.
I'm going to get a caution against Lobenthal. He tried to start on one knee. And then Cole Engel's going to circle. Now he goes to square stance. Lobenthal very quick. Lobenthal will take about 3. There's a double by Cole Engel. He's in deep. Got Lobenthal up off the mat. He's going to set Lobenthal to his backside. We're tied up at 6s right now. That's you called it, Zach. And Jamie, time for Cole Engel to take a shot there.
Yeah, and he did, and he took advantage of it. And that's what you got to do as a senior, tie this thing up. Going, and it's going to be Lobenthal's choice. So if he goes underneath, then he's going to give up a 1-point escape with 4 seconds left. So Engel's going to trail 7-6.
Those points with short time, we talked about that. It's going to be Lobenthal's choice here, and he's going to go down. But Cole Engel's going to have to grind here, keep his weight on top. Coach Voss up, trying to encourage his senior. Scores. The Hawks are up 25-24, and the Hawks have never been behind here. It's been a lead by 4 points, by 3 points, and by 1 point through these 13 weights. Engel's in great position right here. He's got Lobenthal belly down. He's trying to set up a ball and chain. Once again, they've been working that left side of the Assumption Knights. Engel with the ball and chain locked up. He's trying to scoop now a chicken wing on the right side. He's got his head in the right rib cage of Lobenthal. He's trying to scoop a chicken wing on the right side. Lobenthal playing the worm and crawling and scooting, trying to find the edge of the mat. Engel will go right back to work on top, trying to scoop those arms. Trying to scoop those arms of the Assumption Knights. Nice tight waist by Engel. He's got a chop with the left, tight waist with the right, chop with the left, and once again, Lobenthal is going to find the edge of the mat right there. Coach Voss now saying, keep the wrist. Keep the wrist, keep the wrist, keep the wrist. Lobenthal taking a lot of time to get back to the middle of the mat and get set. Engel will ride the left side. There's a quick whistle by our official. Engel with a hard chop. Tight waist with the right, chop with the left. Lobenthal not going down this time to all fours. Engel might have a tilt here. Goes to that cross wrist tilt. Lobenthal goes to his belly. Engel quickly pops over to the right side, tries to set up that ball and chain. He tries to thread the left arm of Lobenthal through his legs. Lobenthal once again lunges forward and goes belly down. 46 seconds and counting. 7-6 is our match score here. Now we're going to get stalling against Lobenthal for playing the turtle underneath. I like what Cole Engel's doing here, Zach, but he's got to keep his weight forward on the head and shoulders. Now he's going to cut Lobenthal loose. There's a long double shot by Engel. He's in deep. Going to send Lobenthal to his backside. He's got a scoop. Let's see if he can get some back points. He's got him. He's got back points right here. 21 seconds left. He got 2 and 2. He ends up in a Turk. Cole Engel with a double leg takedown, an elevation, and a Turk. He's got back points. He's got 12 seconds here. He's got a Turk in, a hard crossface from right to left. Great position to be in if you're Cole Engel. 5 seconds left to go, and the senior from West Delaware is going to get the job done here. Nice job by Cole Engel. And Jamie, what a great job by the senior at a crucial time. Shoots a double leg takedown and then finishes it.
Absolutely. Great job by Cole Engel getting the win for the Hawks, putting them up by back to 4 once again, and heading into this last match. So Cale Meyer with a win or not giving up more than a decision, the Hawks will move on to win. And like we said at the beginning, when you figure West Delaware and Assumption would come down to the last match?
Well, it certainly has. A 145. We'll see who Assumption brings to the mat. It's either going to be Eli McCracken or Johnny Hua or Parker Bevelin. And we'll see who it is.
Well, I think Meyer wrestled McCracken at the Bob Murphy invitation, or excuse me, Bent Community, I believe. And it was a fall, and this is going to be McCracken.
All right, so we're thinking
duplicated.
One of those matches. That's exactly right. There's a nice single by Meyer. He's going to cut across to a double. That's a great job right there. Ends up in a Turk. Might have McCracken going to his back as West Delaware, as Cale Meyer, the outstanding freshman from West Delaware, went to a single with his head to the outside. Now he's got a jerk in. He goes to a cross face from right to left. Now he's got McCracken going through his back. Meyer grabs the nose and chin of McCracken. He's got McCracken's shoulder blades exposed. He's going to get a 1,002 count out of it, so he's got some back points. Let's see if he can elevate that right leg. Got McCracken on his back, and he's going to pick up more back points here. I don't think he got the 5 count. I think he's only going to get 2 out of it. 2 near fall for Meyer. Kel Meyer finishing 3rd at the district last week. And Jamie, you know, you always want to wrestle at the well. If you don't make the traditional, this is the next best thing right here, wrestling in the dual team tournament with an opportunity to win this for your team.
Absolutely, and that's what Kel Meyer's, that's his goal right now. You're not going to wrestle at the state meet. Win the opening duel against Davenport Assumption, and that's what Kel Meyer's mission is right now.
Meyer up on top, controlling McCracken now. Hard crossface by Meyer. 19 seconds left to go. He's going to try to set up that crossface cradle. He's got a good one. He's got McCracken to his back. Let's see if he can load it up and get the fall. He's got 10
there
seconds.
It is.
Slap the mat, Mr. Referee. McCracken is buried. We'll see if Meyer can get the fall.
Yes!
There's the fall. 156. Kel Meyer will seal the deal for West Delaware with that crossface cradle. And the Hawks get a little payback right here. First round of the dual team tournament. They're going to come out here with a hard-fought 34-24 win here. And, gentlemen, that was a thing of beauty, if I must say so myself.
Absolutely. Great job by Kel Meyer and the rest of the West Delaware Hawks. 34-24, a 10-point win for the Hawks. On to take on New Hampton Turkey Valley. We'll take a short break, come back, wrap this duel up in just a little bit. You're listening to West Delaware Wrestling State Dual Style from KMCH Sports.
Delhi Insurance Agency is dedicated to Delhi and the surrounding area, and they thank you for choosing them for your insurance needs. See Larry, Sue, and Christy for all your insurance needs, from home to commercial and everything in between. Delhi Insurance Agency in Delhi.
TriVet Associates is a mixed animal veterinary clinic with offices in Farley, Dyersville, and Holy Cross. Our 8 doctors serve the Dubuque, Manchester, Guttenberg, and Cascade areas and provide veterinary services to both large and small animals. For more information, find us on Facebook or visit our website, trivetinc.com.
Brew and Brew is more than just a coffee shop. They serve breakfast, lunch, cupcakes, and more. Check their Facebook page for all of their upcoming events. Good luck to all area athletes from Brew and Brew in downtown Dyersville.
High-Tech Communications is your local service provider for telephone systems, fire detection, audio, video, security and surveillance systems, wiring, and more. High-Tech has decades of experience in the industry. Contact High-Tech at 563-927-4936. Online at hightechcommunications.us. High-Tech Communications, changing your world with technology.
Simon's Grain and Feed wish all area athletes and coaching staff continued success in tournament play. For all your feed and grain needs, see the experts at Simon's Grain and Feed, locally owned and operated in Manchester.
Are you looking for great food and a unique atmosphere? Then make Okoboji Grill your next lunch or dinner destination, or enjoy 2-for-1 happy hour every Monday through Thursday from 4 until 6 p.m. That's Okoboji Grill, 1749 Golf Course Boulevard in Independence. Okoboji Grill, where good friends meet.
When selecting the right tire for your vehicle, you want choice. Bobin Tire and Automotive Service in Manchester gives you choice with the top tire brands available today. For the tire choice you want and the service your vehicle needs, see Bobin Tire and Automotive in Manchester. Open Saturdays for your convenience.
Susie Meyer with Exit Realty has been serving Lake Delhi and the surrounding areas with all of their real estate needs. Call Susie with Exit Realty. She has a proven track record and is ready to work for you. Good luck in tournament action from Susie Meyer with Exit Realty.
Cooper's Place in Ryan are proud to support all area athletes and coaches in tournament action. They understand the hard work and dedication put forth in the gym and in the classroom. Best of luck from Mike and his staff at Cooper's Place in Ryan.
Back into the Wells Fargo Arena, our coverage today brought to you by Mormon Insurance and People's Insurance, Gateway Appliance, Community Insurance, Leonard Muller Funeral Home, and Ace Body Shop. Jamie Vansky, Roger Reed, and Zach McCool back along with you. What a duel that was to start off as the Hawks get the win, 34. We started at 152 pounds. It was Mitchell Mangold with a 10-0 major decision over Joe Decker. Put the Hawks up 4-0. At 160 was Cole Kreinbring of Assumption with a 10-6 win over Jared Voss. That made it 4-3. And every match, I'm gonna say the score after every match because that's the kind of duel it was. 170, Jack Newhouse with a fall in 314 over Ethan Sandoval. That made it 10-3 Hawks. Julian Broderson at 182 with a 32-second fall over Ben Petlin of West Delaware made it 10-9 Hawks. At 195, it was Harrison Goebel with a 2-minute, 31-second fall over Seth Adrian. That made it 16-9 West Delaware. At 220, Henry Martins of Assumption with a fall in 418 over Ben Reidenauer of West Delaware, made it 16-15. Then the Hawks got a 3-0 win by Carson Petlin over Nate Hempel at heavyweight. That made it 19-15 Hawks. At 106, it was Trent McDonough of Assumption with a 2-0 win over Luke Farmer of West Delaware. That made it 19-18 Hawks. And then at 113, it was Evan Woods with a 6-0 win over TJ Fitzpatrick of Assumption. That made it 22-18 Hawks, so up by 4 again. And then at 120, it was Noah Gonzalez with the 9-3 decision over Riley Dolan. That made it 22-21 Hawks, so a 1-point lead. And then at 126, Stavely Mowry picks up a 6-4 win over Noah Wyman of Assumption. That made it 25-21 Hawks, back to a 4-point lead. And then at 132, it was Matt Robertson of Assumption with a 12-7 win over Ryan Phillips. That made it 25-24 Hawks, 1-point lead again. And then at 138, it was it's Cole Engel of West Delaware with a 12-10 win over Adam Lobenthal of Assumption. That made it a 4-point lead again. And finally, the Hawks got more than a 4-point lead as Cale Meyer pinned Eli McCracken of Assumption in 156, making the final team score 34-24. In that dual meet, Assumption had 12 takedowns, West Delaware with 11. The Hawks had 1 major decision. Assumption was 0. No tech falls by either team. The Hawks with 3 pins in the duel. Assumption with 2. The Hawks won 8 matches, and Assumption won 6 in the dual meet that lasted 1 hour and 40 minutes. So, Roger, Zach, what a duel that was. And we sound like a broken record, but that's pretty much a West Delaware Davenport Assumption duel.
Well, it is, and you look at it over the course of the time, and it's always going to be within 4 or 5 points, 6 points, 1 point, and that's the respect that each coach has for each other. That's the quality of the program. That's the quality of the kids. The difference in that match, Jamie, was West Delaware reversed some earlier losses to the Assumption, and where they were pinned before, they either won those matches or they didn't give up pins. And then West Delaware outpinned Assumption 3-2. Anytime you can do that, Zach, you're going to win a lot of dual meets. And that was just an excellent, well-coached, great strategy. And the Hawks wrestled a very solid duel and got the win there. So great way to start off the tournament.
I think the other thing that you can go back to is not giving up major decisions, too. They're very well in both of those matches by both teams, actually, where either the Hawks had a chance of a major decision or Davenport Assumption. The Knights had a lot of opportunities for major decisions, and each team did a very nice job of fighting because they knew where they were at in that duel, and they knew how important it was. We told each other when this thing started, it all depends on bonus points. That's something that Coach Voss does a very good job of, continues to talk about is there extra points out there, go get them, or not give them up. And we did not give up an extra fall and got an extra fall. So that's the outcome of that match, and that was something great to watch. And I'm excited for this next match. Look forward to it.
And this will be a very similar duel to the Assumption duel where there will be some cat and mouse game going on between the Hawks and the Turkey Valley or New Hampton Turkey Valley Chickasaws, as we've wrestled them once earlier in the year. We'll be able, obviously, we will talk about that a little bit in this next duel. The two teams did meet at the Battle of Waterloo, so we'll have that comparison of that duel meet. But I tell you what, a great duel win by the Hawks as they advance to the semifinal round. So we know that the Hawks now will wrestle at this 1 o'clock duel. And then they will wrestle either for first place or third place at 6:30 tonight. So we know that the Hawks will wrestle at 1 o'clock and 6:30 now with that 34-24 win over Assumption. As, again, we mentioned, they will take on New Hampton Turkey Valley in this next duel, and it should be a good one. It will get underway at 1 o'clock, so we will take a short break and bring you back with the start of that duel in just a little bit. So stay with us. You're listening to State Duel coverage and the West Delaware wrestling team in these 2018 state duels right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Whether it's an orthopedic, sports, or occupational injury you are suffering from, Regional Medical Center Therapy Services has you covered. With a customized treatment program, Regional Medical Center Therapy Services can get you back on track in the active game of life. Regional Medical Center, excellence in healthcare, close to home.
Insurance is a contract to protect what you value the most, whether it's your auto, home, business, health, or even your life. AAA and People's Insurance Agency have been protecting all of your assets for years. So please call your local licensed AAA agent at Mormon Insurance Agency, a member of People's Insurance in Manchester, for a free review of all of your insurance needs, because trust is everything.
This is Phil from Gateway Appliance, your exclusive KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amanda dealer in Manchester. If you're building a new home, remodeling, or just need to replace an old appliance, we have the selection that you're looking for. Find us at Gateway.